Sorry, I made the same mistake that I always make and leave it a little bit late to swap over. But that's alright. I hope, anyway. Not sure who's watching. But I will just give a little bit of an intro for anybody who's going to watch this later. So my name's James. I'm a product designer. I design music devices. So yeah, music devices, music instruments, those kinds of things. That's my main topic of interest, though I've designed lots of things in my career and in my personal life. But in this stream, these streams, this is part 9 of a series. I'm working on a drum machine design. So a digital device, something that you can put on your table, has buttons, knobs, those kinds of things, and it makes drum beats. There will be some sequencing element to it, some looping elements, and hopefully it'll be something like you haven't seen or played before, and it should allow you to play it in a very natural way, as if it's an instrument. So not so much cognitive load where you're thinking about like programming things and trying to think very technically, but more natural. Like you can just get into a flow state where you can press things and just sort of get a feeling for it and play it sort of naturally. Now, I was a little bit maybe overambitious, and I started the stream while SolidWorks was updating. So you can see here that it hasn't finished yet, and I maybe underestimated how long it's going to take. But I'm going to meet up with a friend this afternoon, so I just thought I should start streaming now, just so that I can get it in before there's no time left. So yeah, until this is ready, I might look at some other things maybe. I did send an email to Alpha, who are a manufacturer that they make potentiometers and encoders and things like that, and I asked them if they have some 3D models that they can send to me, so that I can use them in my CAD model. And basically, they're a huge company, and they potentially don't have time for little fish like me. And they asked me, we appreciate your inquiry. Please kindly fill in the following information: the application, so what you'll be using it on, your annual estimated usage, so how many I'm going to order every year, and a brief introduction of your company, or please inform us your website link. So because those things don't exist yet, and I don't know how many of these we're going to order, probably not very many in the beginning. I think these kinds of companies expect you to order like 10,000 at a time. I don't know how likely it is that they're going to send me CAD models. So that might mean that I need to make my own CAD models, which is quite annoying, because it's like, if you had the time to just send me that email asking me my company details, can you not just send me the CAD files? Yeah, I don't know, we'll see. I mean, either way, I'm gonna get a CAD model of this thing, whether I have to make it or whether you send it to me, you know. I'm gonna have a CAD model of it, so you can save me the time or not, whatever. Yeah, maybe while we wait for SolidWorks, I can have another look around. So this is the website, and I think this is the knob in question. It's a potentiometer. So yeah, I mean, I can easily make a CAD model of this. Well, not easily, but I can do it. It's just going to be time consuming. Yeah. I'd rather not have to do it. But we'll see. But maybe for now, I should start, well, I know what I want to do in this stream is I got these switches, Kale Choc switches, and I put some of these into the design and I put in some rough keycaps to fit in the holes, and those keycaps don't actually fit. Like, I didn't make it good enough. So maybe I'll try to make the key switch a bit more accurate, or I might add some details to this. I think I have a data sheet somewhere. Let me check. Key switches, Kale Choc, switch PDF. Can I open this in Firefox? Yes. Okay, let's look. So, yeah, this is what we need. Basically this page here. Can I zoom in? Yep. So I'm going to make a model. Well, I have a model. I'm going to put in some dimensions. So we can see that these little stems need to be 3 millimeters tall. They need to be 1.2 millimeters wide, plus or minus 0.5, and 5.7 millimeters apart from the center line. So that's enough information for me to make something pretty accurate, I think. Any other useful information in here? I think they had the cutout hole, but if my memory serves me correctly, yeah, this drawing for the cutout hole is actually not correct. This should be 12.7. Unless there's something I'm missing, but from my experience, I made a 13.7 by 13.7 hole, and that fit. So yeah, I think they made a mistake in the drawing. I hope they didn't make any other mistakes. Okay. How's SolidWorks doing? Oh. It just said a restart is required. I hope that meant SolidWorks needs to restart and not my computer, because that will be a quick end to the stream. Yeah, I shouldn't have clicked OK so quickly. The other thing was I was going to try this macro for copying sketch elements in SolidWorks. And I still haven't gotten around to that. But I don't think I'll do that today. I think there's actually There's actually an online component library, I forget what it's called, from Dassault Systems, where you can download 3D models of things. A bit like GrabCAD, but it's like people have made them specifically for SolidWorks. I forget what it's called though. Download 3D models for SolidWorks. 3D Content Central, maybe that was it. Yeah, that's Dassault Systems. Yeah, whatever. Take my data. Alpha. That's a very generic term to search. Yeah, so we got alpha potentiometer. Early stream today. Yeah. Sorry. Hi, Elk. That was not a very good way to greet you. Thanks for joining, man. Yeah, early stream because I'm gonna go catch up with a friend after this, so just thought I would get into it. Alpha potentiometer. Yeah, Elk, I made the mistake of starting the stream while SolidWorks was updating. In the hope that that it would be done. And it's not done yet. Now I'm trying to open it, but it's saying that I need to update. Yeah, noob move for sure. Okay, I think it might be opening now. Yeah, here we go. Alright, but I want to get back to this. Okay, there's only one page. Yeah, so I sent an email to Alpha to try and get a 3D model of their potentiometers, and they big dogged me. They were like, how many are you going to order of these every year? What's your business? What's your website? So I might have to model it myself. They're vetting it, yeah. A lot of these big companies do that. And it's, yeah, sometimes it's really hard to get samples and stuff because they want customers who are going to order like tens of thousands of things at a time or hundreds of thousands. And that ain't me. But I was hoping there might be a 3D model here. Don't think there is. Alpha Alps. It's a 14 mil. No, I don't think so. Whatever. I'm gonna fix up my my keycaps. So you can see my keycaps here do not fit the holes. I just totally guessed them. So I'm going to add some details to the switch. I'm going to turn off my solid bodies. I actually don't need this line, I don't think. If I just make this driven. No, I don't need to do that. I could just do this. All right. So I've got two rectangles, 1.2 by 3, 5.7 apart. .2, and I can even add in the tolerance here. Symmetric 0.05, I think it was. Is that right? No, yeah, 0.05. What are you up to today, Elk? Have you sold any gear yet? No, I listed 12 items yesterday for about 4,500 bucks. Whoa. So we're looking at getting some extra cash back, or is this just going to pay for the for new gear? Remastering a track I did for mod. Oh, sweet. Uh, 5.7. What was the tolerance on that? 0.05 as well. Are they centered? Looks like they're centered. Okay. What other details do I need in there? Maybe I'll put the outer dimensions. Peter Lutek and I are collaborating on this delay verb track I did, and now that my audio issue has been rectified, I can actually mix tracks properly. Lutek. Oh, I think I remember Lutek from the forums. Yeah. Sweet. What's the goal for the track? Is it something like you want to release it, or is it going to be used for a video or something? My old inputs were low quality and my speaker setup was causing massive amounts of issues. Inputs on what? 13.5, 14.5. No, he really liked it and asked if he could work on it. Oh, sweet. This measurement can't be right. It's 15. 15. Okay, either Kale's drawings are way off or Stephen Park's drawings are way off. Stephen Park's model is way off. That's 3. That's 1.2. And they're 5.7 apart, so all that's right. My audio interface was a cheap Behringer. I dropped my big Yamaha in that. Has great preamps and it has completely changed what I can hear. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, sometimes the preamps make a huge difference. So you're using a Yamaha interface. I'm just gonna make this 15. It's the big Yamaha MGX XU. Let me look that up. Yamaha MGX. No, MG12 XU. Oh, yeah. I think I saw that on your Instagram. Does that expose, like, does that show the individual tracks separately on your computer, or does it sum it all into like a stereo input? It has its own little table. I set up little. I stopped using it because it killed my desktop. Sums into stereo. Yeah, I had something similar, but I think the one that I had was like a Behringer one. Yeah, it was like a mixer, not as big as this, but it sums to stereo, which I found a bit annoying. I was really hoping it had multiple outputs over USB. Yeah, I don't know how common that is for big mixers like this. I just have a I've got a, what is it, 18i20? Like this rack. I have this one, the older one. You can't see it. But it just has like 2 inputs on the front and then 6 on the back. So you get a total of 8 XLR inputs and then 10 quarter-inch outs. A Roland synth does 6 stereo lanes over USB out. Jesus, that's pretty cool for a synth. Okay, what was I doing? Oops. I don't know how deep these holes are meant to go. I feel like if I'm going to spend more money on my setup, the only thing I should reconsider is a proper audio interface. Yeah. I mean, this one I have, I wouldn't necessarily say it's like proper, but it's decent. Like, Scarlett isn't like super professional. I mean, they have, Focusrite have more professional stuff, like the Claret and stuff, but I don't see many people complaining about Scarlett interfaces, really. Like, everybody's happy to recommend them. I'm sure you can get better quality, but it's pretty decent. And like, yeah, $475. It's a pretty decent bit of kit. It's the newer one. It's got optical in and out, SPDIF in and out, MIDI in and out. I didn't realize it was USB-C too. It's cool. Mine's the older generation, so it's USB-B. I hear the great. I'm kind of looking at Apollo, but that rack mount one you're looking at half the cost and offers more. Yeah, the Apollo ones, I don't know. I think I haven't used much Apollo stuff, to be honest, and so I can't speak with experience, but I feel like they're overrated. I think a lot of the value is that they can run plugins inside them. Like you can run the plugins on the interface hardware, which I'd prefer not to do it. It seems like too much complication for me. And I like being able to change things in post, so I don't want to, yeah, I don't know. I didn't know Focusrite made large interfaces like that. Yeah, they have heaps of stuff. Like you can get this, and then you can get what is it? The Octo Pre. Yeah, you can get the Octo Pre as well. So this is an interface, Scarlett 18i20. It has 2 inputs on the back and 4 inputs, 2 on the front, 6 on the back. So you've already got 8 there. And then you get the Octo Pre, which is another 2 inputs on the front and another 6 on the back. And then you can connect them. You can connect the Octo Pre. Like the Octo Pre isn't an interface. It's just like a preamp. And you connect the ADAT out from the Octo Pre into the ADAT in of the interface. And then you have like 2 rack units, but it's summing into like one audio interface. And you have 16 inputs, like 16 hardware inputs with preamps, but you also have like another 2 channels on SPDIF, a bunch more channels on optical, and yeah, so it's pretty cool. And like that's so 475 plus 425, and you have like 16 inputs. I have a crap load of effects on my DAW and in hardware, especially in the Dwarf. $600 here. Yeah, I mean it's marked down from 550 at the moment, or 629. It would fit under my rack mount patch bay. Yeah. I mean, Behringer also have rack mount interfaces, which are probably a lot better than the small ones that they make. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out how deep I can make these holes. I'll chat with my Sweetwater rep and see if he can swing a price match with Tomon. Yeah, it's a good idea. Do they have Tomon in US? Yeah, I don't know how deep these holes are meant to be, so I'm just gonna do it this depth. We have a US based one, I think. I suppose it'd be hard for them to compete with like Guitar Center and stuff. Oh, you can actually order from the German one. Oh, that's cool. All right. What am I doing? Keycap top. I'm gonna delete that because I also don't need it. They give me 2-day international shipping. Jesus. It's way smoother than buying from the US companies. It'll take a week to get the packages from Arizona to Oregon, but 2 days from Germany to Oregon. Shit. That's awesome. Is it expensive, the shipping? Free. Shit. That's really good. Uh-oh. Ding dong. Something broken. Maybe I should actually have that line going to the center lines. You just can't return it. Oh, okay, that's, yeah, it's a bit annoying. Or you'd have to pay to ship it back to return it, I guess. Dude, I'm worrying about this camera lens that I bought because to update the firmware, I have to buy this like this lens station thing, and a lot of people are saying online that they bought the lens station and tried to update the firmware on their camera, and it bricked, or not on the camera, on the lens, and it bricked the lens, and then they had to like return the camera lens. And my dad bought this lens for me in Australia because it was cheaper there, and he brought it over here. Yeah, you can brick a lens if you mess up the firmware transfer. It just won't run any firmware, like it won't autofocus and stuff. So, and I'm worried, like, okay, I'm gonna try to update the firmware, but if I brick it, then my dad's gonna have to take it back to Australia to return it or exchange it or whatever. And then he's not going to be doing another trip here, so he would have to ship it here, and then I'll have to pay import tax and all that kind of bullshit. So I'm going to be very careful when I update the firmware. I need to buy US power cables. Someone sells such a discount that buying new cables is still a massive discount. Yeah, I mean, it's just a kettle plug, right? Most of the time. Pretty cheap. I've never had a lens that could be upgraded. Yeah, I think most of the autofocus ones can be upgraded. Usually just don't think about it, but like I kind of have to do it with this one because otherwise it just doesn't work. Yeah, that's rough go. What's the lens cradle thing look like? I'll show you. So Samyang lens station. It's just a little, like a little dock that the lens clips into, and it has a little USB port, I think. It doesn't show it. Yeah, so you just pop the lens into this as if it's a camera and plug the cable into the computer, and then Bob's your uncle, apparently, but also Bob's your broken lens, potentially. Ding dong. I am gonna fix that. Then again, I see people brick their mod units from time to time and have never had that problem. Maybe the people who are getting issues are doing something other than the intended procedure. Yeah, so I asked somebody about it on the Samyang Reddit, and okay, that was the only problem. Yeah, I asked somebody about it on the Samyang Reddit, and they were like, it takes really long, and the software seems unresponsive. So I'm thinking maybe people were getting impatient and thinking like it's not finishing or something, and then they just cancelled it. And if you cancel an update halfway through, then it's going to brick your device. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's frozen. Let's turn it off and on again. Yeah, exactly. And then if you do that in the middle of a firmware update, it's all over. PCB right. Oh yeah, I did this stupid thing. You think the company would have a failsafe? Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, some people found a way to make it work again. I don't know. I think Samyang don't have the greatest like customer support. But yeah, I don't know how. I also don't know how hard it is to make failsafes for firmware updates. It's like with when you update the BIOS on a desktop computer, for example, or on a laptop, it's pretty risky because if your PC loses power while you're doing the BIOS update, it can actually completely brick it. And you know, motherboards have had plenty of time to try to work this stuff out, so I don't know. Don't know how possible it is. Why can't I move this? What's it linked to? Oh. I did that to my tab PC. Well, see, it's happens to the best of us. built it in 2013. It's old, yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna convert the case into a rack mount for audio gear. Okay. Should be a direct fit. Sweet. Yeah, I've thought about building a rack mounted computer just so I can have it like computer interface. I don't know, maybe like a power, what's it called? You know, those like backup power things. I forget what they're called. Backup power things, you know? The old backup power thing. It'd be cool to be able to supply power to gear installed in the case. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what those things are called. Let me look it up. Maybe like a power yeah, a UPS. Yeah. I was thinking like a power conditioner. Or a UPS. I think a power conditioner is more for like getting rid of noise and stuff. And then a UPS is like a failsafe. Like, yeah, uninterruptible power supply. So it has like a battery or something in it in case your power goes out. Insert a power conditioner for my hardware power. What? I use, yeah. Yeah, I think it's a good call. Oh, good. Now this should be like that. Come on, so hard to rename. Keycap. Right. Okay. Hopefully nothing breaks. Oh, everything broke. But that's okay. Wait, what is that? This is the part that I was going to edit anyway, so that's fine. So I need to relink it to my new sketch, which I just made, which is keycaps top and keycaps right. So keycaps top. Very cool. From this point to this point. Okay, that's good. Extrude from here to here. Now the legs. Ooh, that's very wrong. Okay, extrude from here to here. And fillet the top. Whoops. Sweet, that's a lot better. I might have to make it so these legs kind of like, I might have to add some draft angle to them so that they squeeze into the keycap. But that looks good for now. Let's check if it worked. Oop, everything's broken. Let me just group these together. Yeah, because the mates. Of course. Where's this one? Yep. Lots of clicking to do, but I know what to do, don't worry. Sometimes things get broken, but it's by design. How'd you go with the patch bay, Elk? How'd you go with the patch bay? Like you wanted to make it easier to swap things in and out, right? Put these in a folder. Key switches. Man. Uh-oh. Doesn't sound good. I just put those in a folder for anyone watching this, by the way. I put them in a folder so I can easily turn them all off at the same time. The amount of stereo breakout cables I needed for this unit was astronomical. Rough. But are you trying to set it up so you can easily swap out synths or something? And only cables I need to mess with are instrument connections. Ah, that's super good. So it was difficult, but you made it. You made it in the end. Yeah, exactly. I'm constantly rotating gear, so it makes it easier. Yeah, makes sense. Can easily... Maybe you can even have like a patch bay with presets in it. So you can like press a button to swap things. I wasn't expecting the stereo inputs with mono out. I was lucky to have cables on hand. So it's a stereo patch bay? Like each jack is stereo? That's interesting. PCB top. Front. Yeah, the DF audio mini bay. Let me look it up. Oh, I've been looking up too many things. DF audio mini bay. It's a little wider than the dwarf and about as deep as the MDX. Okay. So these are 1/4-inch jacks on the back? Oh. TRS stereo. Why don't they do 3.5 millimeter? Oh, like 1/8-inch TRS stereo on the back, I wonder. .5 patch points on top. Okay. It's cool. I think I can get rid of this now. Yup. And I'm going to clean this up a bit by getting rid of these. Oh no. Can I actually do that? Should be okay. God damn it. Why do I have these size squares in here? What am I doing with my life? Oh, I kind of want to reevaluate this whole system. It allows 12 stereo inputs with effect sends, passive mixing, and takes up very little space. You just need like 12 to 18 stereo breakout cables. Okay. But they're all to connect the devices to the patch bay. So the patching is actually 1/4-inch stereo TRS cables. But then the top where you're actually patching things together is just the little cables. I get you. Fuck, what am I doing? I don't know why I put those 13mm holes in everything. Because I actually just need the 15mm switch, like the outside of the... Which works great because all my instruments have 1/4-inch lines. My modular stuff goes to my blue box mixer of my second table, as everything is 3.5. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty cool setup. It'd be cool if you could have a digital patch bay. I mean, I think you can. We could set like presets. Maybe that's going a bit overboard. What do I want to have on this sketch, and why is this not defined? Oh yeah. Sounds like a new product for you to design. Yeah. You can get them for like pedal boards. Oh, is my camera gone out of focus? What happened? Even when it's on manual focus, it's losing focus. Is that good? Just eyeballing it. You good now? Yeah. What do I actually want to have in this sketch? Like, I'm thinking I just want to have the outer dimensions of the switch so I can make sure that they're not too close to each other, but then I also want to have like the keycap dimensions so that so that I know where to put the holes. What is this equal to? Let me get rid of all these dimensions. All these relations, I should say. Ooh. That's a lot. How do I want to do this? Do I want to start it from scratch? This is too messy. It's giving me anxiety. Maybe this is all I need to do. Oops. Okay, I think I solved my problem. You're good now. Yeah. It's just having a bit of an aneurysm, I think. As you do. Just a little one. Just a mini aneurysm. Oops, that's bad. What's wrong here? God, I need that script, ChatGPT. Have you tried ChatGPT before, Elk? Oops. My experience, it's not that good. Like, it always messes things up when I try to use it. A little bit, but my interest is in DALL-E 2. Yeah, I tried DALL-E 2 for a little bit as well. I haven't done that much with it, but my friend just signed up for Stable Diffusion or what's it called? There's like a Discord server based one, and that looked like it was getting much better results than DALL-E. It's a good idea to use it for album art. Maybe I should use it for my video thumbnails. You have to learn how to speak DALL-E. Yeah. Learn to give it the right prompts. Yeah, but I don't know. What doesn't it output like pretty low resolution? Or do you have like a paid version that gives you better resolution or something? Camera lenses, aperture settings and such. Whoa, that's pretty full on. Okay. This is what I wanted to do. Repeat, repeat. Yeah, but I use the app that allows me to blow it up. An app. Ah, okay, like you're upscaling it or something. 15 bucks usually gets me about 300 usable images. Whoa. And I'm really good at speaking with DALL-E now. I'm partial to the Sigma 35 f1.4 for doing more realistic stuff. Okay. So you just use that as a code word. Yeah, I tried to get it to make some kind of abstract artwork stuff. I don't know, it just looked a bit weird. It's just a lens setting on a particular optic. I mean, I know the lens, like the real life lens. DALL-E needs a frame of reference before it can generate. Yeah, the one that my colleague was using, is it Stable Diffusion or what's the one called? It's like Discord. It's in Discord. Jesus, my spelling. Midjourney. Yeah. Midjourney. Yeah, I think Midjourney. Oh my god, my spelling. I think Midjourney. You can actually like put in. Oh, that's trippy. You can like put in a like a source image for it to base it on. Stable Diffusion is sick, but I don't have a computer powerful enough to work with it. Yeah, so I think Midjourney is just like a paid service that runs Stable Diffusion. Key switches, key caps. Don't have enough holes in my enclosure. Did I not put extra holes in there last time? I thought I did. These ones are just poking through the metal. I thought it was its own thing. Yeah, so I think Midjourney is like, they run Stable Diffusion on a server and you can pay to use it through their Discord or something. Top holes. I'm gonna put some more holes in my top holes. That'll do. Holes. Boom. Go put holes in the top, bottom, top plate 2. So I'm going through the top one now. Where's top holes? Top plate holes, top plate 2 holes. This one, I think. Poggers. Alright. Turn my switches, my keycaps back on. Boom, boom. And everything should fit, hopefully. Yeah, look at that. The key switches actually fit in the key. I mean, the keycaps actually fit in the key switches. I think. Let's check. Yeah, look at that. Nice. So what next? I guess I need to start CAD modeling some potentiometers. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Something I asked Yessa about before, and he hasn't responded to me yet, is I'm not sure if we need a third MIDI jack. Man, that thing is gonna look badass. I hope so. Definitely try to make it look as cool as possible. I'm not sure if I need to have a third MIDI jack so that we can have like MIDI in, MIDI out, and MIDI through. He hasn't responded to me yet. Let me check. Oh, actually my friend's messaging me that I'm meant to meet up with. Oh, he's actually saying that he's not feeling good, so maybe I'll just keep going. Just respond quickly and I'll try and find out. But Elk, what do you think about MIDI jacks? Do you think 2 or 3? Never used through personally, but I have MIDI routers. I feel like this stuff is going to just become more and more obsolete at some point. A Roland can do pass through on out and over USB. Yeah, see, I'd be much more into using USB more, but it's just you need to make it compatible with older devices. Yeah, and yes, it hasn't responded to me about that yet. Yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling he might just say, yeah, we should have 3. And like, we got plenty of space, so why not? Not sure yet. Fight ground loops. You mean ground loops introduced through the MIDI cables? Roland is noisy, but only when hooked to a computer and mixer at the same time. Gotcha. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna see how many buttons I can put stacked next to the display. I have a feeling it's gonna be like 6 or 5. I know this looks silly, but I'm just getting it out of the way. Wait. This is still 13.7. How will the power be supplied to the device? That's a good question. Yeah, I'm not sure if it can be USB-C or if we need a barrel jack. I would prefer to use USB-C just so we don't have to have like some non-standard power supply. And technically we could even sell it without a power supply and just say just use a USB-C one. A flashing LED on the unit makes a high-pitched pulsing in time with the LED. That's annoying. Yeah. Yeah, I think USB-C for power would be ideal. I'm just gonna change something on this. Yeah, because, I mean, the thing is, you just need to have a good enough circuit to clean up the signal from the, or clean up the power from the USB-C. Like, as long as USB-C isn't introducing noise, and you can make it so it doesn't matter what power supply you plug in, the power supply won't introduce noise to the audio. As long as that's designed well, then like USB-C is going to be ideal, I think. I have to buy a hum destroyer or a passive DI again to silence if I want to record over USB and analog out. Man, analog audio. You know, everybody says that it's great, but it causes a lot of problems. Yeah, whatever Roland did, they did it wrong. A lot of companies do it wrong. The first Focusrite Scarlett interface I had was really noisy. I think it was like a 4i6 or something, but it sucked. Like it had a lot of noise. And then the next generation they made was way better. Maybe I can swap these around. And then I'll put this on the bottom. Wait, that's not what I wanted. Uh-oh, ding dong, everything broken. Okay, I get it. Well, whatever Roland did, yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna try to convince the guys that we should go for USB-C powered and make it compatible with any USB-C power supply. Like just have really good power supply cleaning. Yeah, because I don't know. I don't want to talk about certain companies that I've worked for in the past where there was lots of dramas about audio noise. This is all public information you can find in public places. But I don't want to go through that again. So I don't know, I hope we can work it out. I'm familiar with the issue. Yes, you are. Yeah. I'm interested to see what happens with USB-C in the audio world, like whether people start to adopt it. Like the audio world, I guess, is super conservative. I personally love it. Yeah, I'm all about it too. Like, yeah, make things consistent. Make things standard, yeah, and go out of my way to have standardized connections. Yeah, love a good standard. Love a good widely adopted standard. I won't buy gear that doesn't use USB B or C. Yeah. Yeah, one thing that always bothered me a little bit is the control chain with mod. Like, it's a good idea and it allows you to have some good control across devices, but it's a bit annoying to me that it's not standard. Mini and micro USB had dog shit for longevity. Don't worry about the cursing, man. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Mini and micro USB are a bit shit. Like, mini's not that bad. Micro is definitely not great though. Yeah. To be honest, like, I would like it if there was a a larger USB-C, like USB-C but A sized. You know what I mean? So there's a big one and a small one, because USB-B is kind of good in the sense that it's like a bit more heavy duty. Like, USB-C is still pretty good, like it's pretty sturdy, but like it could break, you know. I only have 2 items in my setup that use it. I'm selling one. Yeah, micro is the worst. Yeah, micro is pretty bad. I've started going through this process of like trying to get rid of everything I own that's micro USB. Way less likely than micro. Yeah, for sure. My MIDI router unfortunately is micro and I rely on it. Yeah, it sucks. I mean, I liked micro for standardizing things, you know. I think that it was successful in like the fact that it was widely spread and, you know, everybody has a micro USB cable somewhere. So in that sense, I think it's a pretty good success. It just was not built to last. It's not a sturdy design. RK006, if you're curious, I make you look stuff up. Yeah, I am curious. That's why I always look it up. RK006. What am I looking at? It's Roland, did you say? Oh no, MIDI router. This thing? AliExpress. Is it this? No, this can't be it, right? No. Rocket kits. Nope, that didn't work. Rocket kits. I'm Googling all the dumbest things. Here we go. Retro kit. Ah, okay, yeah, I'm already there. Okay, that's good. Well, at least you can spell. I can't. I keep typing the wrong things. Ah, okay, so it's all. Are they all 3.5 mil MIDI jacks? I mean, I see why they used micro USB because USB-B would have been probably too big. They could have made it a bit chunkier though, and maybe this was made before USB-C. Maybe the USB cables are a bit cheaper or something, but yeah, could do with an upgrade, right? 10 independent lanes out for 160 MIDI out and 2 MIDI inputs. Shit. It's a pretty good bit of kit. Let's go 0.5 mil. It can also be a splitter, merger, CV. Oh, so there's CV inputs or outputs as well. PWM and a bunch of stuff. For its size, it's crazy, but you need adapters to use it with DIN. Yeah, that's a little bit annoying. But yeah, it's whatever. Nice, I made this process way easier for making new buttons. I'm sure there are better units out now, but a few years ago it was killer. It's a staple. I mean, still looks pretty good. Like, I don't know. Looks like it's still pretty useful to me. Oops. Why is it doing that? It works for me and I don't see a need to replace it. Just need to get some more adapters. Yeah. Yes, and I've been thinking about, well, Yes has been thinking about it, but we were thinking about ideas for making better DIN to 3.5 mil adapters, or even a whole cable, like something that can switch the polarity, so you can switch between like the A wiring and the B wiring. But we haven't gotten around to doing that yet. Man, I need this SolidWorks script so bad. Sorry, I'm a little bit in the zone right now. Please work. Okay. That's 8 buttons jammed together about as tight as you can possibly get them. Doesn't look like I can do 8 of these buttons next to the display. Shit. What other options do I have? I could stagger them. Like have one here, one here, one here, one here, like zigzagging. But these are buttons that are going to be like, so imagine you have a piano roll on the display. This middle rectangle is the display. Imagine you have a piano roll kind of thing. Not a piano, but like 8 drum tracks that are going horizontally. And you want to have one button per track in case you want to like hold that track and press some modifier or something. I could stack switches on top of each other, potentially. Would that work? Let me just make these. Let me draw something quickly to explain what I'm thinking. I think Yasser mentioned something like this the other day too. What's going on here? on a second. Oh, this one's flipped around too. You can stack switches. Well, not really. I'll show you what I mean. Just give me a second. Oh, that was the wrong thing to do. It would mean that I need another PCB though, which is what I want to avoid. Let me get my second favorite trusty CAD software. Paint. So imagine you got a PCB like this. And then you go to switch here. And a switch here. Then you get another PCB like that. And then you get a switch here like that. And then the keycaps, like the stems from the keycaps, you got a stem that comes in here and a keycap like this. Sorry, it's just running out of space a little bit. And then, well, actually, the keycap should be like this. And then there's another keycap here like this. And another keycap here like this. So you got three really close together buttons. And the stems from these ones come all the way through into that. And this one all the way through into that. So it looks like three buttons on the same plane, but actually the keycaps are different heights and they go into two different PCBs. It's a very complex solution. The thing is, we could just use tactile switches, like a little button that goes on the PCB like this with a little push button, and then you just put like a silicon button over the top of that, and it has a little thing that pushes down on the tactile switch, and you push this and it clicks. But Yasser has told me that he would like at all costs to avoid having any tactile switches or carbon pill buttons. I don't know why. I think it's just his personal preference. Yeah, I don't know. Alternatively, I could try and find a different mechanical switch to put here. I keep verbally responding to you. So you know I'm listening and I don't know why. You can't hear me. Oh shit, man. I don't know. Let me see what that would look like. Also work on stuff while listening. Yeah, that's all good. All good. What did I just press? I just had a crazy deja vu. Okay, what did I do that broke these? I think I know. Ding dong. Mm. Whoops. That should fix it. No? There we go. Okay, so what would it look like if I stacked the switches? Oops. So I'd have to put it like this. That's a lot of height needed to stack. And also those pins would interfere. See what I mean, Elk? Not sure if you're still watching. Yeah, like this is the kind of stacking I'm talking about, and then you would I'd have to have more space between them so that the stems could come through and get into these holes. But like even vertically stacked, it seems so strange to me. I mean, it's strange on the inside. You wouldn't notice it from the outside, but it's a lot of complication. I'd have to make the device taller, and then the amount that these stems have to reach down into the button would be longer, which would mean the keycaps might be more wobbly. Yeah, I don't know if I like this idea. Yeah, otherwise I have to find a much smaller key switch. Or I need to convince Yessa that we should use tactile switches. It's like realistically, this, you can only really fit 5 switches. Maybe I try the zigzagging thing where they're like staggered, like one there, one there, one there, one there, one there. We'll see what that looks like. I'm going to do that quickly, and then I think I'm going to wrap up because getting a bit hungry. Come on. Oh, this sketch is starting to get a bit heavy. I designed a badass sound yesterday that I'm going to refine. Nice, dude. Are you still doing the sound design on the Roland synth? Yeah, sweet. So quick to work with. I'm running out of brain power to respond to things. I have a mini freak arriving next month, and that's the one I'm gonna design on the most. I'm gonna have to look it up. Just a second. I already heavily used the VST edition. So if you have the VST, why do you want to get the hardware? Just out of curiosity. It's just cool to have Arturia hardware synth. Ah, okay, fair enough. And you answered me before I even asked it. You're defeating the Twitch latency. Sell samples? Ah. Like a pack or something? With the software, there's a EULA hardware I can record and sell from. Okay. That's why I like mod. Because you can... Because everything's open source. What am I missing here? That's equal. That's equal. Why is that blue? I don't know. Plus, I prefer working on hardware. This hardware synth is a controller for the VST, and I'll be able to layer multiple instances of the VST over the hardware when I'm getting froggy. Okay. So it's both makes its own sound and it's a controller. That's pretty cool. So you can like duplicate the stuff you worked on the hardware onto the DAW version, I guess. Let's make this 15. Arturia released the VST as a companion. It's a patch librarian too. Oh god, this sketch is getting real heavy. Oof. What do you mean by patch librarian? So I can transfer patches from the hardware to the software, vice versa. Okay, that's sick. Why isn't that defined? Oh, I've got way too much going on in this sketch. What's the plan for the empty space at the bottom? Good question. Not sure yet. I mean, I would say technically there isn't any full space yet because I don't know where anything is necessarily going to go. Could be pads, could be more buttons, could just reduce the whole size of the device. Don't know yet. What do you think about this though? Imagine these 8 buttons were on this side. That's what I'm saying. You need YesO on the stream to help. Yeah. Well, we're still trying to decide this stuff together. Like, I'm just trying to set up this model so that we can have everything kind of ready to adjust. And then when we're ready to put things where they should be, then it's all there ready to go. But I'm just playing around with spacing around the display to see what we can fit around it. But what do you think about this? Like, imagine these 2 rows of 4 buttons were on this side and they're like the 8 tracks. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do you reckon that would be confusing? Because they're like staggered like that. And there can be a silk screen or something that has like lines pointing to the buttons or something. I don't know. I think that would work. Just label them with the big numbers. Yeah. I'll have the numbers translucent so the LED can shine through. Octatrack is 4 buttons on each side, 1 to 4 and 5 to 8. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just thinking like for ease of use, it might feel more natural to just have a row, like a strip. Although, maybe it could be a good way to divide things spatially. So you know, like my kick is on the left and my snare is on the right or something. Don't know. How will it be presented on screen? It'll just be like 8 rows, like a piano roll kind of thing. I think anyway, that's what we're thinking at the moment. Would pressing a button isolate track you've selected so you can work in detail? It's just an idea that like it could, I mean, we don't actually know what the functionality is going to be yet. It's just an idea that like if there's 1 button per track, it could be that like yeah, you want to select a certain track or something, or you want to delete a certain track, and it's just quick access to like tell the system something about that particular track quickly by just pressing it. but it could do that. Isolate the track so you can work in detail. Yeah. Yeah, it could be that, like, I mean, imagine if there was like finger drums or something. It could be that you want to hold one track and like play in some notes or something. I don't know. But then you'd need to hold record or something. Yeah. All this stuff is still yet to be decided. But what I'm realizing now is that this sketch is getting way too heavy. I think I actually just need to take out the keycap things with all the curves and just have the switch outlines in there. I don't know why that constantly resend messages, lol. No, it's not resending messages. I think I'm just reading them multiple times. Because I forget that I've read it, and then I look at it and like I start reading it again. Yeah, I don't know. I need to think about this. Yeah. I'm gonna call it now, I think. Need to think a bit about that. Maybe I'll talk to Yessa in the meantime and then try to figure out what we think is a good idea. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I think that'll do for now. Thanks for keeping me company again, as always. And good luck with the sound design stuff. Yeah. I'm going to jump off and eat some food. And yeah. If anybody is watching this later, thanks for joining. I would love it if you give the video a like on YouTube or Twitch if that's where you're watching or wherever, and follow me wherever you prefer. And yeah, just let me know if you're enjoying what I'm doing or if you have any ideas or questions or anything. It's all good stuff. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up. All right. Catch you later. Bye.